My name is Gus Christie. I am the Executive Chairman of Glyndebourne Productions Limited. I heard about Baystar from a neighbour of mine just the other side of Lewes at Novington Manor, Ivor Dickinson, and he recommended that I check out Baystar, and so when we went out to tender for a biomass boiler, Baystar were one of the tenderers. It was about 12 years ago when global warming and climate change became apparent that we at Glyndebourne wanted to do our bit in reducing our carbon emissions. So we looked into the various technologies of how we could power ourselves through some renewable source, and we were recommended that we put up a wind turbine, a 70-metre wind turbine, which we proceeded to do, and we commissioned it in 2012, having got planning permission. So we've been running for 3 years on a wind turbine, which is now powering all of our operations. Over 100% of our electricity is powered by the wind turbine. The reservations before we put the biomass boiler in were mainly about the fuel sources, and we're still working that out. We're actually going to use our own woodland and manage our own woodland to source our fuel. We're currently buying it in, which ain't cheap. And all the kind of logistics about harvesting one woodland, storing it, making it sure it's the right dryness, and but we're working all of that out, and I think it's I mean, the boiler itself is working extremely efficiently, and I'm extremely happy with it. What surprised me, I think it's a pretty straightforward setup. I mean, and it's extremely practically designed. The boiler burns the fuel, which heats up the buffer tank here, and whenever that gets to a certain temperature, it asks the boiler to start up and burn a bit more wood chip, which is brought in from the wood store through the wall there, through this auger, and it's some great engineering, and I think it's very simple but very effective. Baystar have been extremely good since we commissioned them, in terms of installation and also in dealing with any problems we've had. They've been at the end of the phone, so I would highly recommend them to anyone who is looking at putting in a biomass boiler.